name is Elana Smith. I got arrested. We were down by I think it's called is it Novatel Hotel? We were down there just having a peaceful gathering, and the police all of a sudden like surrounded us, like the whole like riot team with riot gear surrounded us on both sides, then filtered in so they were covering both walls. And so we all just sat down, and I just sat down, and me and my friends, and we just put the peace sign up, and they kept like stomping forward and like hitting their things and moving a couple steps forward, and then hitting their things and moving a couple steps forward. But they never told us to disperse, and never told us it's unlawful or anything. They just suddenly got there and started doing it, and they never talked to us or said, "Hey, you all gotta leave" or anything. And then all of a sudden, like, I was in the very front row, and they just started coming and picking people up and running them behind lines, and then the line would close in, and then they'd go grab another person and run them behind lines, and then they came and grabbed me and my friend Justin and ran us behind lines, and said that we were being arrested for breach of the peace. And I was like, well, I didn't breach the peace, you know. I didn't, you know, break any. I didn't do anything unpeaceful. And they said that it was the officer who was arresting me said it was to prevent anything, us from doing anything that could break the peace, like as a preventive charge. But he said that I could be taken like here and just do some paperwork on me, and I would definitely be released within an hour. That's what he told me, and that was like a day and a half ago. Like, or not maybe a day and a half, but like a long time ago. It was that was at like 10 o'clock, not last night, but the night before that. And
Saturday night?
Huh?
Saturday night?
Yeah, Saturday night. And he said, and I said, well, so you had us surround, because he said, you know, I just wanted you guys to leave. And he said, well, I said, well, you had us completely surrounded. I don't know where we're supposed to go, you know? And he said, well, if a group of you would have just gotten up and came towards us, we would have just parted and let you through. And like, I was like, yeah, right, because everybody knows that's entirely not true. If a group of us would have got up and started running towards them, like, who knows what would have happened.
What were the conditions like inside?
Like, not good. I mean, like, they took your, like, you got in there, and in my first, like, the original one, well, first of all, I was in the van for the cop paddy wagon, I think you guys call it in Canada, for over 2 hours, just sitting there waiting. And then the first cell they put me in, there was 40 girls in it, and like a lot of them had to stand up because there wasn't even room for them to sit down. And there was 40 of us, and we just asked for water. And then they went and searched me, and I had to take off my bra because it was a weapon, and take out your hair ties because those were weapons too. And they had to take my shoes completely because those were weapons. And then so you just had to walk around barefoot, and then eventually they gave you socks, but it was just so cold, and we kept asking them to turn down the heat, turn down the air conditioning, because we had to lay on the cement, and it was just so cold. And then they transferred me to another cell down the way, like once I had gotten done being searched and everything, which was like a whole another invasive process of itself. But and so we got down there, and I was in that one for I don't know how many hours, and I think the whole time they came around, and I got 2 sandwiches in the 27 hours I was in there. I got 2 sandwiches, and I think I got water maybe 4 times, just like a little cup like that. And
did they say they were going to charge you with anything?
They told me, well, when I went in the middle room, they told me they were going to charge me with breach of the peace. And then, and we kept asking for a lawyer, we need to call our lawyer, so we have the number written on our arm, and they wouldn't let us call a lawyer, contact a lawyer. Then eventually, about an hour and a half ago, they let me contact a legal duty counsel, I think it's called, in there, and she said that the worst case scenario, I would have to stay because I'm a United States citizen, and she said since I wouldn't have anybody to pay my bail, that I would have to stay and have a court thing, but apparently I don't, because I just asked them right now, and they said that that all charges were being dropped, but it was on the condition that we not go to any more protests, and we're not allowed to go in the downtown area. And if we're arrested in the downtown area or any protests or doing anything, we're going to be arrested for whatever we're arrested for then. And then plus this is going to come back too, and it's going to be called we're going to be also charged with breach of the peace and I'm sorry, I can't think what it's called. Something with authority. Not assaulting an authority, but resisting authorities. If we went back to any more protests, So
did you sign anything?
What?
Did you sign anything?
No, he asked us. He asked us, like, he just said verbally, and he was like, do you all understand that? And everyone, no.